Did you know that there were World's Fair exposition events held in Brazil during the 1800s and early 1900s? As the story goes, in the city of Rio de Janeiro in 1908, the Brazilian National Exposition was held near the Babylon Hill area. Just like all the other similar events from around the world, a small city of incredibly ornate and diverse architectural wonders were constructed in an impressively short amount of time. They say that almost everything was built using wood, plaster, and other temporary materials, but it was done on a gigantic scale, with one structure exceeding 50,000 square feet. And then, after all that time, effort, and planning, not to mention money, the event opened a month late and only lasted for 3 months. As per usual with these events, it was a financial failure for the organizers and investors. And then, according to plan, of course, they tore everything down as soon as the event was over. Isn't it interesting, though, that we often find in these areas certain isolated structures that have survived to the present day? One such example is the State's Pavilion building, which is now the Earth Sciences Museum. There's no indication that this structure was any different from all the others at the expo, and yet, for some apparently arbitrary reason, they decided to make it using permanent materials. Today it houses one of Brazil's most important collections of historical artifacts, but it is the building itself that is arguably the most fascinating and important historical treasure in the collection. The massive 65,000 square foot building is constructed with carved ashlar stone and local gneiss. Its interior is filled with rich architectural details, cast iron and brass elements, tile and marble floors, as well as all the finest furnishings, statues, and original art by famous painters. And just like every other part of the expo, there were tens of thousands of electric lights, both inside and outside, that would illuminate the grounds at night. It looks like it belongs somewhere in old world Europe. Many of these buildings appear to have been constructed with the same level of craftsmanship. Why do we find this recurring architectural motif in so many major cities across the world? Were these structures truly just temporary, or might they hide important truths about our world history, kept secret from the public eye? Could there have existed a unified global system prior to World War I? Its true timeline obscured by time and the fog of multiple wars? What were they trying to hide?